take other people so that they can join this webinar. So take other people so that they can join this webinar. Okay, so we were going to get started so that we don't spend much time. Other people might watch after we have gone live. All right, so we're going to get started, right? So I'm just going to kind of paraphrase the next steps after being admitted at a university. What are the actual next steps after being admitted at the university? And primarily, this is going to help people to know how to fill in the form D160. Okay, so this is what I'm actually trying to focus on here. Now that you have been admitted, congratulations. What are the next steps? All right. So that's exactly how I'm going to help you today in this brief webinar. Okay. Invite other people, tag your friends, tell other people who are in the groups, in our groups, so that they can actually join us right now. We are now getting started. We are actually getting started right now. So yes. Okay. So basically, usually when you are admitted to a university, you will be sent a letter, an acceptance letter, or an admission letter. And that admission letter will give you some conditions. It will be talking about, hey, you've been admitted. And later on, or within that letter, they can tell you that you need to pay an enrollment fee, an enrollment deposit. So some universities do not ask for that. Some universities do ask for this. Usually the average ranges between $250 to as much as $2,000. But at most, you'll find out that it is $200, $250, or $500. Okay. So once you have been admitted to the university, pay the enrollment fee, okay, or the enrollment deposit. You can pay it immediately, or you can just look at the deadline and make sure you secure your funding and then pay this, especially if you're going to secure your funding within the time period of the deadline, right? But if you're sure you're going to get the funding, just go ahead and pay the enrollment deposit that they always ask. After that, the next thing that you truly have to focus on is the funding part. So there should be a financial guarantee form that you have to fill in. This financial guarantee form, you get it from the university. It will detail your tuition and it will detail your living expenses. And so you can use scholarships, you can use funds like loans, right? We are helping people right now to actually get loans, okay? We are helping people to get study loans and also partial scholarships for them to then actually use as proof of funding to fund their education, okay? So as I'm continuing right now, take your friends, take other people, let them come, let them hear how we do this thing, all right? So on the financial guarantee form, you can use a scholarship, you can use personal funds, you can use your on money, you can use study loans, right? We're helping people to get study loans. But I have another video which actually explains how you are going to fill in the financial guarantee form, right? Basically, averaging all the things that you should be expected to do, which is printing the financial guarantee form, filling it in, right? And then uploading your scholarship letter and your loan approval letter. Okay, right. Once you have done that, the university will then send you a document called Form I-20, right? Most of these people that we're helping or assisting in our company, it's F1 visa. So you're going to get Form I-20. But if you're going to start using a J1 visa, you will receive what we call a DS2019 form. Okay. So I'll just focus on Form I-20. I'll focus on Form I-20. Okay. So once you have sent in your financial guarantee form with the proof of the financial backing or proof of funding, you will then get an Form I-20 from the university. Once you get that Form I-20 now, you go to the spot, which is the crux of this matter today. Okay, so this is where I really want to focus on today for you guys. And this is what I actually want to focus on right now. So once you get all those things, now you have to come and do the following, which is pay your service fee and then literally fill in the DS-160 form and schedule your visa appointment. You then schedule your visa appointment. Okay, so let's detail that one. So the way it will work is this. You have your financial guarantee form submitted. Now you've got your form I-20 from the university. The next step there is for you to use this link, which is here. You use this link to pay the service fee. It's called a service fee. Okay. So if you click this link, it's very self-explanatory. It will show you how you can go to the service fee. So this is where we are going to go, right? To pay service fee. And then you just come and click here, pay I-901 fee. That's exactly how you do it. And then it will give you this platform where you can fill in your service ID. This service ID, you get it from your form I-20. And then you put your name, your details, your date of birth, and that's it. And then you submit. And then it will ask you to pay. So you can only pay this using an online payment form, like a Visa card, a MasterCard. So that's what you do. You need a Visa card, you need a MasterCard to actually pay this service fee. So that's what you do with the service fee. This is all you need to actually pay the service fee. Okay. Once you have paid the service fee of $350, now you move ahead and you complete your DS-160 form, right? This is the application form to say, I want to come and have an interview as a student, right? So the DS-160 is used by many people. You can use it for a visa as a visitor, like you can use it for visitors visas, right? But here we are doing education stuff and we're doing F1 stuff. So you fill in this form to say, I'm preparing to come for an F1 visa interview. So that's what you do. So once you click this link, it's very simple again. You click this link and you will be taken to this form, right? You will be taken to this form. And to this form, it's very simple. You just fill in, first of all, where you're coming from. If you're from Zimbabwe, you just put Zimbabwe, Harare, right? And then it will give you this, and then it will tell you about other additional information about Zimbabwe and things like that. Then you enter this code here, and then the rest, you just fill in the documents. So the most important part here that you need is to know that you need a photo, right? You will need a digital photo that you can literally attach here, a digital photo that you can literally attach here during this application, right? But you also need, I think, 2 photos that you will bring to the embassy, right? In person the day of your visa. You also need a physical photo that you take to the embassy on the day of your application. So you should go with 2 physical passport size photos, or not passport size photos. Let's say American visa size photos on the day of your visa interview, right? But during the time that you're filling in this form, you need to make sure that you literally upload a photo, and there is a platform here that will help you to test that photo if it is good or if it is not, right? So once you start the application, there's a website here which is going to help you actually resize your photo and make sure that the photo is correct. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about this form, this DS-160 form, right? While you're filling this DS-160 form, the most important thing here, or before we do that, let me show you again. Once you fill in the DS-160 form, you take the reference number, right? You get your reference number. Once you fill in your name and do everything else, there's a reference number that will come actually at the corner here. That is your number that you have to keep, and you will use it to apply for a visa interview. So for you to do the visa interview application, right, I need an appointment now. You have filled in your form D-160. When you need an appointment, you use this link, right? So you click, so you will need to use this link. Okay, so now this link will bring you to a table like this one. And for you, you are a non-immigrant visa applicant. So you actually come and apply. You click here, non-immigrant visa applicant. And then it will take you to a place where you select your country, where you are. Right. And then once you select this country where you are, it will ask you to read all these other details here. And if you click here, just a second while it is going through the website. Okay, if you click here, you get more information about other issues to do with the embassy that you are going to, right? If you click here, this is where you get more information. All right, but for yourself, if you just want to go through this, let's assume you have gone through all this, you just scroll down here and you come and say apply. So this is where you actually apply for the appointment for your visa interview. And then it will bring you back to something like this. But if you continue to scroll going down, you will see that it will bring you to a place like this one. So for you, you actually fill in this form, this part which says, I have completed the US non-immigrant visa application, DS-160 form, and I need to apply for a visa. This is what you choose, and then you continue. Then you scroll down again. Once you're here, then you put your details, your name, all those things. And if you continue doing this, you click agree, and then you create an account, right? When you create an account, inside that account, it will give you an option now to pay the $185 for the visa interview appointment. That's how you pay for the visa interview appointment. Okay, but let's just go back here and let's just speak a little bit about Form D-160. About Form D-160. So while you are applying for this Form D-160, okay, everything else is straightforward. You just need to put your name, you put a lot of information on this form. But I just want to address some quick issues that you really need to pay attention to that will help you to stand a better chance of getting a visa if you are going to be interviewed and, stand a chance to actually get a visa after being interviewed, right? So a lot of visa offices, if you look or hear how they operate, they don't have much time before your interview to actually check your Form D-160. Normally, they will check it when they're speaking with you or immediately once you're walking to go and speak with them. That's when they check, a high scanning view of your Form DS-160, right? That's what they do in most cases. So the next thing here, what you really need to pay attention to here is what is important is the marital status. Your marital status, while you're filling this form, be careful how you fill in. Make sure you put in correct information about that because they check that. So these are the things that they check. They'll also check whether you're employed or not employed. Do you have a job? So make sure you write your job. They'll also check your salary, right? How much are you being paid? These are the things that they are checking first while you're working towards them, right? They also check your education, your level of education. Where are you educated? Do you have a master's? Do you have a PhD? If you have a PhD, most likely, if you're going to come to do a master's, they want to see that. Why are you going to do a master's when you have a PhD? So they will reject you for that, maybe for whatever reason, but they will check your education. So make sure you write your education properly, that section for your education also. They also check quickly whether you've got a family in the USA. So this is what they do. They check whether you've got a family member in the USA, right? So make sure your things are telling and you're actually saying the truth about families in the USA. Because at that point in time also, they also check. There's a box when you're filling this form that says, "Is anyone?" I'm just paraphrasing. It will speak like, do you have a relative or anyone who has put a petition for you with the USCIS department, right? Like, is there anyone who has tried to apply for a green card for you? Someone who has tried to apply for asylum seeking for you, someone who has applied a certain type of a visa, which is a non-immigrant visa for you. So that portion is there when you're filling in this form, right? Make sure you fill it correctly. And they're also checking on that part. These are the things that they actually checking while you're walking to them or while they're speaking with you. They also check where you are planning to go. So you're going to study, where exactly are you going to study? So make sure you also put the address. If you're coming to a certain state, a certain university, make sure you have an address. You might not necessarily have paid for that address, but this is the address most likely you might come and stay at. Okay, so if you have a connection or your contact in the state where you're going, let them actually provide an address for you, because most likely you will need to fill in an address whilst you are filling in this form. And when you do fill in this form, that address, the visa consular or the visa officer is also checking about your plans, about if you filled in that address, things like that. Then the other thing that they check is if you traveled internationally before. If you have traveled internationally before, like you've been to Europe and back to Africa, then you stand a better chance to actually get a visa if you, as compared to somebody who has never traveled outside Africa, or who has never been to Europe, for example. Okay, so these are the things that you really need to put to mind. You have to be aware of whilst you are filling in your form DS-160. The other things that you really need to be careful about, there are portions and sections which will ask you things like, have you ever been denied an American visa before? And if you have been denied an American visa before, quickly put your yes there. And usually they will ask you to explain, right? So don't put paragraphs. Don't say, hey, I was trying to study a BSc in agriculture and specializing in fish anthropology or whatever. Don't put too much information. Just write one sentence or two sentences maximum, right? So it's, yes, I was denied a visa at this point in time when I was applying for this degree. Now I'm applying for a different one, which is this one, which will help me fulfill my vision of becoming this, right? Just 2 lines, very powerful 2 lines. This is an opportunity for you also to actually show how strong your application can be. It is an opportunity for you to showcase and explain why and convince why the visa officer should give you a visa. All right. So that's how you should think about these explanations. Just put 1 or 2 sentences, not paragraphs. And then be strategic when you're answering these questions. Be very strategic. Talk to why you qualify for this type of a visa, which is an F1 visa, right? Talk about that. And we're going to do another session, which is going to talk about how to actually present yourself in the visa interview. I also have another video that I've done. I think it's on this YouTube. But in the future, we're going to talk about that maybe tomorrow, maybe another day. But today, I want you to understand that you have to talk to why you qualify for this visa, okay? And the reason why you qualify for this visa is you have a dream. You have a dream that is connecting your past, and it's connecting the school that you're going to. And if you connect your past and the school that you're going to, you might stand a chance to literally have that dream accomplished. So it's because you have a dream, and this dream is big enough to be understood by people, right? That's why they'll give you a visa. So while you're filling in this form, just remember that. Remember the dream. Remember why you want to go and study data analytics. Remember why you want to go and study an MBA in America, right? Remember that. So that's exactly what you write here. But so briefly, you just need to put in 1 sentence or 2 sentences whenever you're asking a question to explain more about this, right? And then when it comes to submission of the form D-160, normally they know or see that the form D-160 was filled at this location. So if you ask someone in America to fill in the form D-160 for you, they will know that, right? If someone is in Germany and is doing this for you, they will know that. And some people have been asked in those interviews, hey, who filled in your form D-160? And they try to say, oh, I did it myself. But what they don't know is the visa officer has seen in the system that the form D-160 was filled in outside that country that you are in, and it has been filled in maybe somebody in the United States of America. So the moment you say, I filled it in myself and you're lying, that point will jeopardize your visa interview, and most likely you will be rejected, right? So be careful how you answer those questions. If you are not the one who filled in the form, tell them the truth. It was filled in by an agent who is in Germany, who is in the United States of America. I'm not the one who did it, right? But I will encourage you that you fill in this form by yourself, okay? Because the visa officer also will be testing you to see if you are fully aware about this form DS-160. They want you to be a specialist of it because you're the one who is looking for the visa. So they're testing you also to see, hey, are you aware that you filled in this and this and that and that in this form? So even if someone is helping you, make sure you're the one who verifies the form. Make sure you're the one who actually goes and verify your name, your passport number, and all these other things, your address, and also click submit yourself, right? Submit it yourself. That is the best thing that you can actually do to submit this form yourself. All right. And I think I've tried to summarize how to fill in this form, what are the important things that you need to look out for, and etc. etc. I think for this point in time, I'll take some questions. If you've got some questions, just type them here in the chat. So type them in the chat. Just I'm going to type and say hello here using my other account here in the chat. Yeah. All right. So just type hello and then ask me a question. I'm going to address any questions. Anything that you want me to ask, I'm actually going to address it. Even if it doesn't speak about Form D160, I will read it and I'll answer it if it is relevant to F1 visas and to what we are doing here. All right. I will answer that question right now. So ask me questions. I'm here right now in the next 20 minutes or so. We will be answering questions. Okay. And while you're doing that, I just want to remind you to know that we are helping people for free to apply to universities in America to do a master's program, right? That's what we're doing here as the Immigrantpreneur. We're helping you to do this for free. So we will apply to at least 3 universities for you. So the way we work is you just need to engage us, submit what we call university application fee that we will use to apply actually to the universities, right? Once you submit that $125, we start your application. But we will work with you for 2 intakes. Let's assume that we're working with you in August and you were rejected, we were not taken in, or your visa didn't go through. We'll continue to assist you and to coach you in January, right? For the January intake. So we will work with you for 2 intakes, and we will make sure we apply for at least 3 schools during that period. We'll apply for at least 3 schools, working with you and making sure that you get the place, you get the funding, and we'll do some good coaching for the visa interview and prepare you for the visa interview, just like what we're doing right now, and giving you some tips of how to fill in this form and what to say and what not to say. Okay. So we're helping people for free, guys. Right now, as I'm speaking with you, we have about 250 applications that are underway that we're having right now, and some of the people have already been accepted for August intake, and they are at different stages. Some are already going for visas. So people are at different stages. But right now, as I'm speaking with you, we have about 250 applications that are running behind the scenes. Okay, and we're going to continue to have these applications come through and come in and help a lot of other students. So right now, I just want to hear if you have got questions, guys. Don't be shy to ask questions. A lot of people will learn when you ask questions. So yeah, so if you're asking how you work with us, that's exactly how you will work with us. Okay, that's exactly how you work with us. We will also put our I'll also put our phone number here so that you can reach it out to those who want to call our number in Zimbabwe, or WhatsApp. You can use WhatsApp. So I'm just going to put the number right now for you to be able to reach us. But I'm waiting for your questions to come through while I'm doing this. I just want to have the questions come through and I'll answer through your questions right now. So make sure you have some questions, ask those questions. So I'm just putting in the number right now for you guys to have the number with you. Okay, so I've got some questions here. So I've just posted the number now. Okay, I've posted our number inside the chat. All right, so someone is asking, I just got this now. Are these vids on YouTube so I can watch past vids you uploaded? Yes, we have some videos, but they're not that much structured, but there are videos definitely that talk about interviews, videos that talk about a lot of things to do with uh, how to upload your financial documents and things like that after you have been admitted. Yes, so we do have those videos. We do have some of those videos on this YouTube. We're going to continue to put on videos on this channel. Okay. So yeah, what were your questions, guys? I'm waiting for your questions. But this is what I have for you in terms of F1 visa, DS-160 application preparation. Those are the things that you need to do. Those are the things that you need to be aware of. And those are the links that you can actually use. We will also put the links in the chat, okay, so that a lot of people can learn. We'll put the links into the chat so that a lot of other people also can learn also, or can have connection with, they will know how to do this, right? So in this case, I presented just 3 links for you. One link is for you to pay the service fee. The other link is for you to fill in the DS-160, and then the other link is for you to fill in the visa appointment interview application. Okay, so that's what you necessarily need to just to do, right? So after you have been admitted, this is basically what you need to do. So let me just go back again while I'm waiting for questions, guys, to talk a little bit to you about the other steps and the documents that you need to be having. So make sure at all times when you're doing these things, your passport is there, your I-20 is there, your admission or acceptance letter is there, right? Once you have paid for the service, right, you make sure you have the service fee receipt. Make sure you have the service fee receipt. Okay, so the service fee receipt, you will also need to take it to the visa interview. Make sure you go with the service fee receipt to the visa interview. If you don't pay this service fee, you will not get to be interviewed. Now, know also that you can actually fill in the form D-160 without paying the service fee yet. But make sure a week before your interview, at least, you have paid the service fee. It takes about 2 to 3 days for the embassy sometimes to pick your service fee in the system. So you need to pay at least a week before you go to the visa interview. But you can fill in the form DS-160 without filling in your visa, without paying your service fee, and then you do it later. Let's say, for example, you don't have money there. All right. So these are the documents that you need. Make sure your passport should have more than 6 months. It should have more than 6 months. All right. And then also take the proof of payment with you, proof of the financial support with you whenever you are going for the visa interview. Okay. Yeah. So some of the things that you need to do is the MRR vaccination. So I recommend you to do these things in the order that I've just given you, right? You accept an offer, you pay acceptance fee or your acceptance deposit, then you do your financial guarantee application, and then you get your form I-20, and then you pay your service fee and do your DS-160 application, and then you actually book or schedule your visa appointment time, right? That's the best way that you need to do it. Actually, because with the American Embassy, you get the response on the day of the visa interview. They'll tell you whether your visa has been approved or rejected. And that's when I say, hey, now get this MMR vaccination and other health requirements that you might need to have, right? Because if your visa is rejected sometimes, the MMR, you don't need to do it. But if you don't have time, just do the MMR before the visa. And by the time you go to the visa, you already have the MMR vaccination done. All right. But if you have time, for example, those who are going August right now, you can actually start with the visa and then you do the MMR. But whatever you do, you have to do MMR vaccination. Okay. So for you to do the MMR vaccination, check the requirements at your university. Some people will actually write you and put it in your portal to say, hey, we need this vaccination history. So just go and get vaccinated First of all, please note that this vaccination has to be 2 vaccines and they have to be at least 30 days apart. So if you are being vaccinated today, you have to be vaccinated again after 30 days. All right. Then after that, you arrange for your housing and transportation, right? So you pay the air ticket and you arrange for your housing in the United States of America and you move forward. All right. Let me check if there are some more questions here.